Mahila. It's like, where's the road, rabbit, right? It's like one of those calm moments in, you know, one of those, disaster films, like, where they're like, where to go, where to go, like, or maybe Heath Ledger, like, he missed, and then, I don't know. And then, like, your Twister, or, what else, maybe Perfect Storm. There's a moment like that. But anyway, yeah, if you see, in the news, don't be alarmed. It's all okay. Herbert Samuel Schlosser in the news. Yeah, he was kind of the epitome of everything that happened the past 2 days, like last night into today. I took a nap and then I woke up today and then he had died. Now Ben V doesn't have anything new, Guitarist on his channel. I'm assuming everyone is so wiped, from that U-turn. It was a U-turn, to confirm. And, yeah, so it's all good. If you're following along, if you're in another country, or if you're just watching, like, America, I'm telling you, with all these shootings and everything, like, the pit is just getting opened all the time. And, like Revelation 9, and they're doing the flux capacitor, like, and that's what the its go through. Like, Johnny Depp was an it. Like, it means, like, they're very sensitive, and, like, it doesn't mean they're like that by choice. It's like their body and instincts are sensitive, so that they get the ART, active release technique, like when they're cut off, so that they can talk normally and stuff, and not reveal things they shouldn't reveal and stuff. But that's what the its go through, is that flux capacitor, where all of their works are accounted for that they do through the deal, but that they're U-turned every time, because every time it would be like there's a big rapture. So that's kind of cool to think about, but, like, it does add up and it will eventually happen whenever God says that the works are accounted for people that overcame the mark of the beast and stuff. It's spiritual. So there's that. And even the guys that are like fallen angels redeemed, kind of, that are like people from my past or something, all the lives have changed. That Bieber says, like, they'll say stuff like it looked like the world ended or something, like, or like they'll talk about the big tidal wave coming over, and then they sprouted up and were able to take a breath, like the beast out of the sea, like they're all biblical, but then, like, they have Zion and stuff as, like, their underground. It's kind of like John Wick, but it's like biblical stuff, like underground of, like, big mountains and palaces and Aladdin style stuff. So, like, if they're not creating a song or doing something, like, that's what they're living with. And some people that might have varied from that were like Biggie Smalls and Tupac, kind of. They were more on the upper ground, like doing things like to show their life symbolism for like to stand up for the blacks and stuff. And even Mexicans, like Paul Walker stood for a lot of Mexicans and stuff, and died with Roger Rodas, So, there's that whole thing to it. And, but yeah, that Schlosser was kind of the, what happened. And then, like, I went to a movie tonight with my dad. Devastating movie, really was. The Matt Damon and girl from Little Miss Sunshine, film, really devastating. It really, like, had an impact on me. I was really upset, kind of. I could have cried, I kind of held back the tears, but it's like, gosh, this is just horrible, horrible story. Like, I can't even put it into words. Like, it just devastated me. Like, really a great film, like, but just, and my dad was like, it's predictable. Like, it's just whatever. Like, Matt Damon, he shouldn't have been cast. And I was like, yeah. I mean, a few times I thought he was going to be Jason Bourne, like within the film. But anyway, so they had a preview before the movie, and it was like, um, you'll, it starts out at 5,000, talking to this lawyer, that the lawyer says that to this Korean guy and Alicia Vikander. And right then Alicia Vikander grabs his forearm and like holds his forearm. So I thought that was kind of, that began to devastate me, really. Like, talking about maybe there's 9 days left or something. I don't know. To get to the 800 Adino, but it wasn't a really good vibe, though. Like, it didn't really set well with me. Like, she looked scared out of her mind. Like, it looked, but she looked strong. Like, she was helping, but it looked like it was really upsetting to both of them, and the Korean guy, like, so, and then in the film, Matt Damon buys a robot for this, the little girl that he helps take care of. And, they're in like France or Spain or Italy or something, and like, or Marseille, where I think my first instinct is that's France, but I'd have to look it up. I think it could be Italy. And I guess it's based off a true story of this Amanda girl or something. My dad was talking about that. I had no idea what it was, but, so then like the little girl says, what good is a robot that can't stand? So then I thought of the whole deal and like how, like, I haven't crashed to the point of committing a crime, really. And I think a lot of them, they do that. Like Joe Pesci kind of shows that he did. And then like, they're okay. Like it U-turns them out of it. And I haven't done that for this time. And so then she's like, what good is a robot? Like, like a robot would be like me not doing that. And if it can't stand, would be like a Dino in the seat, So I was just all confused. I'm like, oh gosh, this, I don't want to be doing something that's not a clean onk. And like, if it doesn't even work, like, but I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. Like, I'm not worried about it, but, sometimes they'll just do that to make a point. Like, they'll just be like, you got to think about what you're doing, kind of like, so that you get it. And like, they'll put that in movies like that. In the form of a question. So that was that. And, so then I found, Jashbeam in I think it's 1 Chronicle 11:11. And, he's kind of related to Matthew in the Bible. And then Adino would be Judas, and kind of like how it's a split of them with the waster and the waster and the smith. The waster and the smith being like John the Baptist and the Dogon Jesus, and then Adino and Jashbeam being like Robert Shaw Jesus and Gondel Jesus, the Valkyrie, or, Berserker. So that was kind of cool to look at, like, to see the comparison. And like how Clams Casino was cut off at 368. Well, it even says like that's done before the 800, but during it. Like it's cool how it does the italics there. If you want to look at those verses, like it's like Adino is done. He's done secondly, like in his. I have all this on paper, but sometimes I think it's better just to speak it because my paper just looks all crazy. So, but see, Robert Shaw was a 367, which means he cut off right at the mercy of the 51, which is Isaiah 51. He used that as mercy. Clams Casino used it as mercy, but then he had to do burdens for like probation and do like deeds and shit. Like it wasn't good. So, so that's why he's a 368, which is perfect, which is Screech. When he died, that's what it was. So they continued then, and then, like Jashbeam kind of means like the capital getting struck. Like, that would be the Strong's 2038 would be going out at the breaches would be the capital gets attacked with the Strong's 2038 with, in like the Palace is an A$AP Rocky song. So, and that's all Clams Casino. So just another way to look at it. Trying to think. It's all good. Keep a mercy mindset. Nothing to worry about. Just trying to figure the stuff out. I mean, it looks like everybody just got wiped silly today. Like, so, yeah, they had that in the film, you know, and, but anyway, you know, I know I had something else. I don't know what it was. Oh, they said in the film, they're like, they made a whole thing with like the sacred women. They were like, make sure he goes out with her or something. Like, it was like Matt Damon's life from the time Miss Sunshine is in jail was all like schemed to go about that way. It was like the girl in jail had like schemed it so that he would date the Italian or whatever and like be friends with the little girl. Like, that's really what the Arabs said, that when he was, before the tape went on his mouth or whatever, when Matt Damon put the tape on his mouth. So that was weird. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I didn't say that in the film or in the theater, but I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, they probably should have cut to me at that point and just have me be like, what the fuck? And then like just continue with the film, you know, like, I don't know. Just with stuff like that, it's, you kind of wonder, like, why would they do that? But, so, yeah, that's it. I forgot what the other thing was I was going to say, but, yeah, I think that's it. So I'll end this one. Thank you.